You know, they got a dark skinned girl on here. Like she dark, she chocolate. Okay.
Hey guys, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I was scrolling and came across this video where this lady was talking about how Fashion Nova is now using AI models. Yeah, there's definitely problems with that. And she was like really mad. She scrolled and realized, like, and zoomed in and realized that this beautiful woman of color that she saw turned out to be an AI model. So I'm going to just share my thoughts and also, you know, add my little 2 cents and stuff like that. And yeah, so we know that AI is the future. There's been a lot of companies that are using AI and all that. It's okay, like it's cool. I understand that. But now it's really problematic when it comes to clothes and ordering online, right? As somebody who's plus size, I order a lot of my clothes from a lot of Asian websites and, you know, and stuff like that. Typically, there's usually like some models that are plus size and curvy. But even that, a lot of their bodies look too perfect where they never have any stomach, just big boobs, super curvy and round, but they're never like, you know, just, they never look like real bodies, really. So it's a problem because now you're ordering things online and you're kind of just going to wait and when it gets to you and hope that it works, or you're going to have to do the whole process of trying to return and exchange and all that. So I loved what the lady talked about, and I'm going to kind of talk about similar things and stuff like that. So the first thing that she brought up is that jobs are going to be disappearing. So now you really are saying like, you're not going to hire, you know, models that are women of color to do these clothes. You're just going to have AI models to replace that. And that's really hard because when you shop now, you have, other than reviews, maybe people leaving their pictures, you really have no way to gauge that because an AI body is just never going to be a real body, you know? So she brought up that. She brought up this whole thing where, you know, companies might say that they are, you know, they promote and are all about diversity, but they're not, because literally you're saying that you're for maybe people of color, but when you're using AI, you're not really, because you're not really hiring these people in real time and getting them paid. We want people of color to get paid and get their coins. That would be wonderful, you know? And it's just nice to see women of color. Like whenever I look and I see a woman of color, it makes me feel a little bit better. And I'm like, okay, girl, get your coins, you know, like do your thing. Like I used to see a lot of African models and I would be so happy, like, especially like Kenyan ones, I would be happy, like, oh, she's getting her coins. Like I saw a Hollister where this lady was from Kenya, like modeling, and I was so happy about it. So there's something about that. So this is like kind of like misleading. You're saying one thing, you're for people of color, but not really, because AI models are not real people. So you're not paying them. So this also reminds me where, you know, companies will say they have plus size clothing, but they only have it online and not in store. So that representation is kind of like, we're for you, but not really for you. Like, we'd rather keep you somewhere in the back area in the dark. The online is kind of feels like the dark because you have to go to a different place. It's like you're not really welcome, you know, you know what I mean? So it's kind of similar, like you F with us, but then you don't really F with us. Kind of like that. That's the message you're sending. And also, the other thing is, that is an issue is perfectionism, right? So you have a lot of women that are doing a lot of plastic surgeries to try to match certain body types. You've had men that make the comments like, oh, I love a real body. And then you turned out they're talking about an Instagram model that has had their body done, not a real body. And when people see real bodies now, people don't even know what it looks like. Like, oh, it has cellulite. Oh, the skin is not even. Oh, wow, like it jiggles. They're like, oh. And so this is the new generation. That's what they're seeing. They're seeing bodies that are modified so much that they don't know what a real body looks like. So it's kind of funny, you know? So there was a lady that I was looking at the comments in that video. They said somebody named Jody Joe who modified her body to try to match the AI models. And that's sad because literally that's what I feel like the message is being sent to women. Like, you don't have a certain type of body type, we don't deal with you. You know, if you're putting this perfect AI generated bodies, then that's the thing you're telling women. They have to have a perfect body, you know, and that, you know, and then making women feel bad. Like if they don't, you know, it's like you're looking around and you say, oh my gosh, my boobs are not perfect like that. Oh, my stomach's not flat like that. And then you just kind of start beating yourself up and it's like, man, maybe I need to do something so I can get this clothes and look like the model. And that's not realistic. That's not real life. We can all be the same. I feel like some of these AI models, especially like for hair stores, like Asian hair companies, their faces are very robotic. They're very like no emotion. And it just looks weird and creepy. You know, I've seen some wigs. I'm just like, I'm not even buying that wig because they'll bring like a dark skin colored mannequin and their face looks so weird. And so I feel like that's the future. It's like we're gonna have robots walking around, and just no emotion, and just everything's perfect about them. And that's not real life. Like we want, well, for me, I want realness. So that's something that was brought up, and this whole thing where people go back and forth saying, is she real? Is she not real? That's scary, because we should be able to know when a human being is real. Like, this is weird. Like, you have to zoom in and say, wait, the colors are not matching. That's not a real person. And that's what this lady in the video was doing. She was scrolling and she's like, girl, your eyes are not matching. Like, what is going on here? So it's creepy and weird. So I feel like companies like that is giving, it's misleading, and it's an ethical issue where, you also need to maybe write it down somewhere and say, hey, this is an AI generated person or an AI generated model. So people have an idea of what they're looking at. Because if you look fast, especially that woman of color, you get excited, like, look at her. And then you realize, like, oh no, she's not even real. And then it's just like, so you guys are not really for people of color. You don't want to pay people of color. You just want to use them to get your coins. And that's where I have an issue with. So it's unfortunate that we're going to that, in the future where, a lot of people are going to be having a lot of plastic surgery, and things are going to be so customized, and everything's looking perfect. And it's just, that's not real, and the generation coming up, I don't know how that's going to be, because literally everybody's going to have a little mannequin standing here of them, a robot of them, and that looks like them and has no emotion and is perfect. Like, it's striking. It's just weird.